and she received the loan well. She was in her mid-30s, and they said, look, don't go back to work. And when she came back for a checkup, she looked like death. She looked very ill. The doctor said, you know, I told you not to go back to work. What are you doing? She said, Doc, you don't understand. I have 2 kids. I'm a single mom. I got to put food on the table. So she had to go to work. And she ended up dying shortly after. And she had life insurance that got paid out to her kids. And I asked this every week, do you think those kids would rather have that money or their mother?
Their mom.
Their mother. I don't care who you are. It's your mom. So that didn't sit right with the Bernard brothers, and they actually went over to Europe where they have, you know, a big influence with the insurance companies, and they said, look, we're over here saving people, and you're over here killing them. A life insurance company, majority of them, what you call a legal reserve company, meaning, you know, when you signed your contract out, they have to have 103% of that money that they're going to pay you when you die up front at all times. But they already got the money sitting there. Why wouldn't you give it to them when they can use it the most? And that's where living benefits came into play. And it's actually in 53 other countries, and it just came to the United States recently. There's 149 million people like yourself, Joe, that have the wrong kind of life insurance. So without spending an extra dime out of pocket, don't you think they'd rather have living benefits? Do you? Just so you guys know, the reason I am passionate about this is because I've seen it happen in my own life. I lost my mother at 18 years old because she had 2 strokes at a young age, survived. She was a CPA. My dad owned his own business. You know, grew up in a beautiful, typical American family. I was blessed. And, you know, over the years, she became bedridden, became more ill, and eventually ended up passing away. And it was a huge burden, and we inherited a bad estate because of all the medical bills and credit cards, and, you know, and we ended up losing the house, and me and my dad ended up going homeless. So when I seen this, you better believe that I share this with everybody. And I call you crazy if you tell me you don't need living benefits. Because what's going to happen when life slaps you right in the face, and the next thing you know, you're sick. We just had a home meeting the other day. A girl that was 14 years old got uterine cancer. 14 years old. Rena's boyfriend, do you mind me telling? 19 years old, had a stroke. I got a friend whose girlfriend has cystic fibrosis at the age of 22. So those of you that are young and think you're not going to get sick, you better think again. 70% chance. So that's my spiel. That's what I love. You want me to go ahead? You want to come up? I'm going to go ahead and bring up Coach Young. And just so you guys know, one last thing. Out of 2,700 different life insurance companies, there's only about 18 to 24 that offer living benefits at a no-cost rider. So it doesn't cost anything extra. So I want to thank you guys. Don't beat me up in the parking lot. And I'm going to go ahead and bring up Coach Young.
So good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. It's just an attitude, right? We like to start in the morning though. So that was pretty good. And by the way, once again, if I was sitting in the audience for the first time and I listened to these 3 young men give, I mean, did they do a good job?
Yes, they did.
I mean, they present themselves well. It's a story, and they tell the story good. And they're likable. Me, I'm not so likable. They were likable, and they just describe it well. In fact, you know, I don't think anybody has an argument with anything they said. Can anybody, Don, can you argue with anything they said?
I really want it.
No, we got a gun. We're going to shoot him. He's a big guy, right? He's down to Beluga.
No, they said all this stuff.
And they did. Now, in all seriousness, I challenge anybody, Big Don included, in this room to argue with anything we said. You can have a different opinion, and we can verify for you it doesn't count. Because math doesn't lie, people do. And you can't argue with common sense. Yes, you can, and if you do, guess what you got none of? Hello. Now, watch this one. You see, and that's hard. That's why I'm not likable. Because we just, see, when you tell the truth, you don't defend it. You charge. Am I right, Joe? Man, I love it. You see, you want to win the game, you gotta put the defense up and ram it down the throat with offense. This is key. Shane did a great job here. I didn't hear anybody argue with any of these things. And I love the way he calls it. He calls it Swiss cheese. You know another thing he said, too, that I've heard before? He said, if you rely on 3 things, I don't know if I do this right. The way you do it is pretty good. See, I got to take a few notes out of your page. But he said, most of you, and by the way, that red line we're attacking, most of your money's in that red line. It's called qualified funds. You don't know what qualified funds, because that language stuff gets me crazy. I'm going to make it real simple. It's your IRAs, your 401ks, your 403bs, any retirement plan that the government sponsored, that's where your money is. It's the most best scam in the United States history to this day, perpetrated on you, the American public. Boom! Take that one. And by the way, being a publicly elected official, I've worked in government, I feel very qualified to talk. Used to be a mayor of a city. So I know how budgeting works, I know how the government works, and I will engage you anytime if you want. And you better be ready for bear when you talk about it, because it's the best scam in the country. Now, why do you all participate in those functions? Because of what Shane started out with, because it's conventional wisdom. It's because what Trey started out with your quote from Mark Twain. It's excellent. What you don't know will keep you broke. So the Swiss cheese of finance, what Shane started saying is, most of us rely on somebody else, like you rely on the government, because that's the qualified funds. Am I right or right? How many of you really like the government lately these days? 18 trillion in debt and climbing. Hello. How many of you think the taxes are high right now? Please raise your hand, right? You all think it's high? I'm here to tell you, it's the third lowest in the history of the United States, and you all think it's high. Boom! Don, can I ask us, like, how young are you?
I'm 44.
So I'm the old boy in the room. I hate to admit that. You had young kids up here, I'm the old boy. Now, when I was a kid, first of all, for the average tax rate, just so you know it, I'm just going to give you the data. It's 62%. 62% of every dollar you made was going out on an average to Uncle Sam again. We all got the same uncle. We're all related. How do you like being related? Jose, is that pretty scary? Are you like working for the government or you?
Myself.
Yeah, but guess what you're working for? Right now, the highest tax rate is 39.6. And the average has been 60. Now, I'm going to, in this book, and we have, look, everything we said tonight, by the way, verifiable, in print, not our words, the government's words. In this book, they'll tell you, anybody ever hear of the CBO? Hello? Well, I'm not talking to you.
That's anybody.
You're right. How many things? No, I was going to say you're no, but no, like kidding. All right, that was good. That's fun. Okay, now in this book too, Dick. Well, I'm not going to go through the whole history of it, but the CBO is exactly what Trey said, the Congressional Budget Office. That is a bipartisan branch of the government that works for you and me. Okay, and what they do is they weigh out everything the Congress does, the Senate and the Congress and the President when they enact a law. They tell you what it's going to cost you. They have already said. Now, listen to this. If this doesn't bother you, then you got some brain damage. You got to go to the doctor tomorrow. Hello, everybody hear that? And there might be some brain damage. We have a meter going when you're going out the door. Okay, here's the deal. Here's what they said. You like that, Jay? Jay said, I'm making my appointment right now. No. So here's what he said. And I'm going to quiz you all. You ready, Jose? Right now, to run the government, only 4 departments. Only 4. Social and security. Notice how I said that, right? It's social and security. It's called security. The Medicare, Medicaid, and the interest on the national debt. That's it. Out of every dollar collected, Jay, how much does it take out of a dollar to run those 4? Just those 4.
How much?
Out of a dollar. That's 100 pennies. Yeah, or whatever you want. How much out of that dollar does it take to run those 4 departments?
39%.
No, that's what you pay in taxes right now. The highest tax bracket. To run those 4 departments, how much do you think it costs out of a dollar to run those 4 departments? You still lost on my question?
No, I know.
Take a guess. 70. Done. This is your moment.
60.
No app?
No,
Okay, right. Okay, Joe.
65.
All right. Jose.
Say 25 for each apartment.
Oh, so you're up to 75. No, you're 100%. Oh, no. So you're being too smooth, 25%. No, you can't do that. Pick a number. It's like,
We'll say 75.
all right. Hey, very good. You know what it is? 92. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make it real clear to you. You can't run the United States government on 8 cents. Oh, I lied. Excuse me. I just lied. It's 76 cents. Let me straighten it out. By the year 2020, which is now just almost 4 years away, am I right? That's when it goes to 92 cents. That's what they tell you. How can you run the government on 8 cents? So having said that, what do you think is going to happen to your taxes?
You're going to go up.
Let me tell you what they said. These are not my words. This is your government telling you this. Okay? So you better pay attention. Where did you put it on the back? You put it on the back. Thank you. I was looking for that.
Very well.
You're awesome. So here's the deal. Don, are you interested in this?
Sure.
What do you do for a living?
Real estate.
Oh, you really want to know this too, because you want to hide your money, right? Okay, Joe, what do you do for a living?
Internet marketing.
You do internet marketing. What do you do? What do you cook?
Yes.
We're all coming to your house for dinner. All right. Okay. Now, here you go. See, Don's excited about it. It's the first thing he got excited about all night. That's a big dude, too. Okay, you got a lot of food? Yeah. Okay, man. You just like pianos. Forget about that. All right? So watch this one. Okay, there are 7 tax brackets in the United States right now. Now that you know that. I'm only going to cover 3 for you. The lowest is 10%. Okay? The next one is 25, and the highest, I already told you, is 39.6. Okay? So, with what's going on in the government right now, if they don't fix it, how many of you are very confident they're not fixing it? Okay, I don't care who runs. I know Trump's trumping it. You're gonna say, hey, you know, great, but you know, come on. Hello, you all with me? Now, and by the way, well, I'll go into my politics later with you. Not to be political, but to tell you, see, I inherited a city that had the same problem the nation has right now and had to bail it out. It can be done, but you got to have a lot of nerve. How did I do it? I do good. I was going somewhere with that, but I had to change it. Change it up. Okay, change it up. Okay, so the 25% is automatically becoming 25. Did you hear that? Everybody said the lowest tax bracket is going to go to 25. 25 is going to 66%, and the 39 is going to 88%. That's taxes. 88, the highest tax bracket. Every dollar you make, 88% is going back to the uncle that can't run it right now. How many of you agree? Yeah. Okay, and you're sitting here now, and you're not going to do something about it? Sorry, you got to. Something's got to change. And if you don't come crying to me. That's huge right there.
They said that's going to happen.
Yes, yes. Provided they don't fix the system, and they really don't think the system. It's right here in this book. I give you the whole CBO study. You can go look it up. There's not a thing that we make up here. That's alarming, isn't it? Oh, by the way, for those of you who don't believe it, even Don will remember this, because I'm the oldest dude in the room. Back in Jimmy Carter days, anybody remember that guy? Okay, he's sick now. Jimmy Carter. You know what a mortgage rate was back in those days, Joe? 18 and a half. 18 and a half. And some of you won't believe it because you think 4% is high. What makes you think it can't go back to what it was? It's going there, okay? And guess what? And you heard about the stock market, you heard that. So I'm going back to your point, Shane. He used to say, you can't rely on your health. How many of you know you can't count on your health because you don't know what's going on? And by the way, on a side note to your credit, Trey, I just applied for life insurance, and I'm going to be 62 in November. I don't need life insurance, Big Don. You know that? Because I've been blessed. I don't need life insurance because I have enough. I died, give it to her and kids and so on. However, I don't want to be stupid. See, living benefits didn't exist a long time ago, and I have 2 stents in my heart at 48. So I'm a little older than you, riding up a mountain because I'm physically active all the time. Thank God I had the angina. I have 2 stents in my heart. So I just applied for life insurance. They want to rate me, but they're still underwriting. Okay? Why would I get it? I'm not getting it for life insurance. I'm getting it for the living benefits. Why? I'm not stupid. You see, if something goes on with me and my body's failing and breaking down now, and so is all of yours, but you just don't admit it, okay, I'm getting prepared because if it does start failing on me, I don't want to have to go raid what I worked so hard for my family to go liquidate any of that to keep my butt alive. Does that make sense? So I might as well get a life insurance policy and I'll draw from that, not touch it, and give it to my family. Argue with that if you want to. See, it's hard. You can't argue with anything we said. You don't have to agree with it, but then and we can't fix stupid. How many of you know you can't fix stupid? And being stupid's a choice, isn't it? Hello. We're grading you when you leave. We want to see if you pass. See, so we have some fun. Now, we build a business out of this too. You know why? Because not everybody's, but Don, don't get mad at me. You're a big dude. I run faster than you, though. Okay? Plus, I'll get in the car quicker. No, right? No. So now here's the deal. Okay, he's a big dude. He's a realtor. Okay, but not everybody's buying houses. Not everybody's using the IT. Everybody eats, but not the food you cook. Hello. It's too spicy, you know, and he's building it, you know, and he does it with the marachas, whatever you hell call it. Okay. Now here's the deal, okay? We like to have fun in our meetings, by the way. And the deal is, money doesn't care who owns it. It only cares what you do with it. Hello, is that true or true? And you got to make it work for you instead of you working for it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And what these young men didn't hear today, they enlighten you about shifting money. 9 out of 10 of the people we talk to doesn't spend one dime out of their pocket. We educate them. We say, Big Joe, all your money's in your left pocket. We're saying, take a look at it. We're going to shift it over to the right pocket. So the left pocket is A. We're going to move it over to that right pocket, and you're going to have more value when we're done. Which one you want, A or B?
B.
Pick the big one. When in doubt, A is awful and B is bonita. Yeah, pick the big one. Pick the bigger one. Am I right or right? How'd I do, JR? Am I passing my Espanol?
Yeah, it's questionable, sir.
Yeah, okay. He doesn't like my Spanish, you know what I mean? No.
The Morochas is where you got me.
Yeah. I was a test. I was seeing if you're paying attention.
I wrote it down in my notes.
Okay, take that. Take a note of that one. See, if you can't laugh at anything. So here's what we do. See, we go out and package things because we tell a story, we create interest, and how many of you agree everybody ought to look at your own circumstances to wake up? Because prior to tonight, you didn't really know. Joe, you didn't know you could have living benefits. Don, you didn't know you could have living benefits. You do. See, no, you have a family? You need living benefits. If you don't, your horse is for two. Just remember I said that. Yes, sir.
Is that like the same as that disability policy?
It replaces that. See, most people would like to have disability, but they can't afford it. And it's too expensive. So it alleviates the need for that. That's exactly right. See, it doesn't, and guess what? What we didn't say, it covers it with our companies that we represent. And by the way, we don't work for any one company because we believe in non-being restrictive. I don't want anybody putting the thumb on us. You understand that? I don't want anybody controlling us. I want to be able to shop and do. So therefore, because we do enough business, companies come to us and we dictate what we want to have done and they go do it. Pretty cool, right? Different world. And where was I going? I lost my thought when he asked me. What? Oh, yeah, thank you. In life right now, this covers 16 different modalities. The 3 big ones Trey said, which is shocking. And by the way, I just went to my cardiologist for that checkup that I was telling you about, Don. Check this out. He's a cardiologist, a good one too, down here. And I'm saying, and he goes, why are you in here? What do you? I said, I'm getting life insurance. He looked at me. I go, I'm going to be 62. I go, how old are you? I seen this guy 5 years ago. He goes, I'm 68. I go, you're still working? What are you doing? I remember you used to run a lot. You still run? He goes, no. I go, why is you running? He goes, my hips are bad. I said, you're falling apart. I said, you're worse than I am, but you're 60 years older than me, but that's pretty good. I go, so listen, I'm here. I want living benefits. And you ought to have living, I'm yelling at him. You ought to have, why, you have living benefits? He goes, no, why don't you? He didn't even know it existed. Then I go, hey, buddy, you're a cardiologist. Right now, you're my cardiologist. You know what the average age of a heart attack is in this country? I'm talking to a cardiologist. I told him what the age was. He goes, I don't believe it. I go, I'm going to fire you. I'm going to fire your ass. Excuse me. You don't know. You're sitting here arguing with me. You're a cardiologist. He goes, I can't. I go, you're in Naples. You're dealing with nothing but Q-tips. Q-tips. You know what I mean? All the gray. Hello. Are you with me? I got that from the kids when I first moved down here. I went to church and they go, Dad, there's all Q-tips in here. I didn't know what they were talking about. They looked down and was a sea of white. Okay, and because Naples has older people, I go, you're just working with older people. But nationwide, it is 42, and I told him what the average age of a bankruptcy is. He still doesn't believe it. I'm going to go down and force feed him, and I'm going to make him become a client, Trey, or I am firing. And you know what? This whole staff, and I'll come back and tell you his name. How about that? See, he will pay the price. What do you think, Big Joe? Joe, I'm not here to play the game. I'm here to win. I'm also a coach. When I coach, I play to win. When we're here, we're going to win. And all you parents that are wussies, you talk too much emphasis on winning. You either win in life or you lose. There's no middle ground. If you think that's too tough, go play badminton. It's a great game. That's what I tell them when I'm coaching. The parents go, oh. So what do? We go out and examine things. We do what we call FIPs for people. Is this an FIP? So everybody ought to have an FIP. See, Don, I'm challenging not just you, everybody. I'm telling you that everybody you know in your life should have an FIP. Watch the question. Jose, do you believe everybody ought to know their debt-free date? Yeah. Do you agree, Joe?
I didn't know what you said.
Do you agree that everybody should know their debt-free date?
Oh, yeah.
Most people don't. Sir, do you agree that everybody ought to know their financial independent date? Jesus, can you tell your dad what I just said? Okay. So what's the deal? Do you agree with that? What? I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. No, there's no guessing. Everybody should know your financial independent date and your debt-free date, and nobody has a clue. Do you agree with that, Don? Okay, what are you shaking your head there, Jay? You agree?
Yeah, it's never.
Well, you're free to leave. Okay. It will happen. It will never happen if you keep that attitude. See, now he didn't mean it that way. I understood that. But is that, you get where I'm going? So watch. We create this. So big guy, FIP, they don't know what I'm talking about. What's that stand for?
Financial independence plan.
That's what we do. We make this up for people. We collect your data. Fill it out. Fill out what we call a CNA, confidential needs analysis. Your data, just your numbers, not your private stuff, not your social number, none of that crap, just numbers. Whatever your numbers are, you put it down on a piece of paper. We run it through every which way we can and create a plan coming back to you. A, it's in the left pocket. We move it to the right pocket to show you what you can do. It is people's choice to choose to do that. In this particular case, this is Ryan Young's, and he's paying $38.75 per month. By the way, this cost him more. It's about almost, it's 200 and something.
250.
250, but it's cost him out of pocket 30. He's one of the few that had to pay out of pocket. Why? Because he's already doing pretty smart things. So for 38 bucks a month out of pocket, he has $350,000 worth of life insurance. For living benefits, whether critical, chronic, or terminal, he's got $529,000, almost $596 for terminal illnesses if he becomes sick at that point in time. That's the money he's got available to him. And here's the kicker. At 66 years of age, until he's dead, they'll pay him $103,000. Where is that?
It's on my page.
Oh, it's right on the
Middle.
page. Oh yeah, $103,753 a year tax-free income. As a biologist, he was making $38,000 a year for the state after getting his master's degree. Only 4% of the United States population makes more than $100,000. That's his income in his own vested pension plan, and he's directing tax-free income. How stupid is it not to do this? How ridiculous is that? He's got a date. 66, he can start paying that out, and he's still got life insurance. He's got living benefits. He's got more than anybody's got at their jobs. And by the way, when you rely on your job, you're making a mistake. How many people agree with that statement? Okay, you can't count on any of that. You can't count on the government, and you can't count on your health, and that's what we tell everybody, and they're doing that. So hence, we're looking for some like-minded people that want to expand it. By the way, now if you're in real estate, everybody you know that sells real estate ought to have that debt program. Ridiculous not to. When you're selling a house, you're putting them in 30 years of debt, we'll take them right back out. Boom. And you'll be blown away at the results of that. Okay, it's incredible. And by the way, it's real time. It's the only one in the United States that exists right now, Jose, that's real time. And we probably have a 3-year window on it from an IT perspective because it took so long to develop that. It's just math, and it's not just about debt. It does budgeting for you, and it considers everything you got. Now watch, nobody thinks like this. You have a savings account at all by any chance? You know, that's a stagnant account, isn't it? Boom! Do you have a checking account? Another stagnant account, isn't it? That's money not working for you, working for a bank. This software takes everything you got, both assets and liabilities, and maximizes the use of every dollar you got to work in your favor and pay off all your debt so you are completely free and unencumbered. Does that make sense? Can't argue with it. Guess what? If you argue with common sense, guess what? You got none of.
Common sense.
Boom! Just remember you said it. So now I'm going to show you, if you're like-minded, we're going to build a business together down here. Okay, throughout the nation. We're in every state in the United States right now, growing rapidly. In fact, we put 15 people on just last week. Okay, down here. Okay, from different areas too. Not from this office, mind you. Okay, but from other offices. Okay, on our debt side of the business. So Ryan, can you bring that up?
Yes, I am.
I'm just going to show you. We have just on the financial side. I'm going to show you what your income could be. See, we have a contract that we can help you get to. It's called a VP. And we have 90 days. I don't care how long it takes you to get there, but we do have a 90-day plan. It can take a year. I don't care how long it takes. Okay, we have a format and a platform, but we want to use it as a VP. And the average person is investing for themselves $300 a month. That's all found money, by the way. For example, who in here got a tax refund check last year? Okay, was that exciting, Joe, when you got that? Yeah.
It was mine originally, so it was just nice to have it back. It wasn't exciting.
Oh, I like how Joe said that. First of all, very observant and tell him the truth. How much did you get back, Joe?
$1,900.
1,900. See, and the average, so you know, is about 2,400. So you're a little under there. That's all right. And 1,900 bucks. Did you get excited when you got it back?
It's good. I already had places for it to go.
Amen. Now I got better places for it to go. Would you mind listening?
Sure.
Okay. When you got it back, how much interest did the government give you back on your money?
Assume 0.
Okay. Let's not assume it. Okay. Say that again. How much did you get back?
0%.
Oh. Now, if you owe the government money, would they let you do the same thing? Absolutely. Then why are you submitting to that rule? Boom! Big Don, am I doing it? Are you getting me?
I got you.
Jose, you getting me?
Yeah.
That's called extortion too. You give your money away every month, every week to the government. They use it for a whole year. You ask for it back. They take another month or two to get it to you with no interest. Does that make any sense?
No.
Then why are you doing it? Because I don't know any better. Right. Boom. We're going to fix that right now. We just got to see, remember that $300 I told you about? Right there, we got about $200 coming to your pocket every month. So you're not going to get this back next year. It's going to be in your paycheck ahead of time so you can do what you want with it, like doing FIP. Does that make sense? Would you listen to us if I told you that?
Sure.
Go ahead.
I would say the same thing would be like escrows with banks when you're paying them for your taxes and insurance and you're not getting nothing for it.
Amen. Now, watch what our debt program does. You're going to love this because you're a realtor. Now watch this one. Do you have a mortgage?
Yeah.
Okay, now, when is your mortgage due?
21 years.
No, I'm sorry. I said that wrong. Okay. When you pay it every month, when do they want your money? When do you have to pay your mortgage every month?
It's due on the first, but there's like a 15-day grace period.
Right. And when do you pay it every month?
4th, 5th, 6th.
Do you hear what he just said? See, now watch. You know what our system's going to tell you? Think about this. Think about what I'm about to say, big time. You and millions of people, if the mortgages are due on the 1st, that's what they say, they bill you. It's not due and not even late until the 15th. That's a 14-day float of millions of people's monies times tens of millions of dollars that the bank uses called interest float, and you're giving it away free. We say no more, no mas, nada, forget that, stop it. And our system tells you when to pay the bill, how to pay it. It optimizes your timing. It puts the money back in your pocket so it works for you and your family, not the banks. Does that make sense? How brilliant is that? Boom, we got this thing figured out. It's pretty cool. And you know what? None of you can argue with us. I always wanted to be writing that song. We finally found it. Even my wife can't argue with me. That's a miracle. And she's redheaded. She argues with everybody. Okay? Unbelievable. They're pretty good, right? So here we go. So if you came into this business and went to VP and you're all booga, you're all VPs. See, it beats the heck out of standing on your feet all day and getting sweaty. Am I right or right? I know about it. Okay, I used to work in kitchens. And so here's the deal. You just help, Joe, could you help out 2 people a month, part-time? Can you speak?
Until I try, so.
Well, can you articulate? Yeah, and you're pretty good at it. I can tell. You just show A or B. That's what you got to do. As we figured out. And by the way, pick the big one. You help them. And they get it. When you do that, here's what's going to happen. You'd make $56,000 a year part-time. Would that help float your boat?
Wouldn't hurt it.
That's 2 people a month. Now, if you get smart and you want to learn how to build an agency like the real estate agency that they got, see, the only problem with the real estate agency is that if I come work with you and you're the broker, I finally get tired of giving the broker all my money, so I'm going to go take my broker's test and walk out and down the street, and I'm your competition. So thank you for training me. See, that's bull crap. We don't do that here. Here, you have a financial interest with you forever with anybody you train. Does that work? That's smart business, right? I think. So go put 3 people in your business. I don't care. They go do the same thing you did, help 2 people a month, do the magic, $121,000 a year. That's what you make. That's more than, again, 4% of the United States population. Jay Bird, that's worth working for the independents. I don't care if it takes you a year to do it. I don't care if it takes you 2 years. Some people it takes 9 months, 6 months. That's totally up to you. We teach you how to build the business. Everybody needs to know how money works. Do you all agree? And that's exactly what we do. We stay with you until you tell us, I don't need you anymore. It's team building. It's team networking. We run this just like a sports team, okay? And everybody wants to be on a team or part of a team. There's no question about it. And we run it with enthusiasm. This is not corporate America by any means. and we do a great system, and the services we do are unbelievable. Now, there's a lot more to tell you, but we only wanted to touch on what we do. We show you how we do the end result is an FIP. Everybody, how many people got FIPs in here? Can you raise your hands at least? Okay, look, so there you go. They get their own FIPs. That's awesome. Because we believe, we practice what we preach. And your future is coming by, and it's really important. That's why, Joe, at 62, I'm still getting living benefits. It's brilliant. I should have done it a year ago. I was a jerk. Okay, but I'm fixing my life. I'm practicing what I preach to everybody. And I had to challenge the insurance company with my own history because they wanted to rate me, but I got underrated. Isn't that cool? So that's it. What'd you like best about what you heard, Jose?
Oh, a lot of things, not just one.
That's right. So which you can give me all of them, or some of them, or one of them. Doesn't matter.
Well, I think it's a way to be smarter and how to control and drive your money to different ways to make it grow.
Maximize for you, right? You passed the test so far. Pretty good. What'd you like best, Joe?
Managing debt, making my money work for me.
Amen. And it totally should be for you. Not for the creditors, not for the banks. I get mad, man. That rule, he's too sweet when he does that rule 72. I'm the bank of Ryan. You know, you get a surfboard and a jacuzzi or whatever else you give away. What you give away?
TV, speakers.
TV,
and
speakers, and he gives it
laptop.
away. And you got Big Don going, will you hurry up, get on it with your big bloat, okay? But anyway, I like the way he's the Fusilla of banks, right? He's huge, okay? Right, I get it, okay? But the bottom line, that kicked me off, man. When I was 28 years old, Nicole, and I saw that for the first time, I had 2 degrees, and I'm sitting in that room going, no way, it's that simple? Yeah, I used to do napkin presentations, okay? I got so mad, and I was a consumer advocate years ago in the state of New Jersey. I went to put the company out of business. I thought it was too good to be true. I thought it was a scam. Why didn't they teach this after college with 2 degrees? Why? Not even in grammar school. When did you learn it?
4th grade.
4th grade. How'd you learn it?
Jelly beans.
Jelly beans. I know the guy that went in and taught the little kids how money worked by using jelly beans. Every little kid should learn that. Am I right or right? Hello, am I right or right?
All right.
Just checking. Just checking with you. So that's pretty cool. So good. What'd you like best about, Don?
Paying off the debt.
Huge, right?
The mortgage, how much it shows, how much you pay on a mortgage to be paid to be.
Everything done. When you see the software, it'll blow you away. And by the way, without spending 1 dime out of your pocket, just using the money you're already doing. It's not pulling new money. It's managing. It's taking if you have 6 different bills, there's 700 different possible combination ways to pay down your bill. Which one's the right one? Hate to break it to you, nobody in this room is smart enough to figure that out. Oh, you could. If you're going to stay on it for about a month, 2 months, just working numbers, and you wouldn't be. You'd be living in a room with no windows. Okay. Now, some of you might qualify for that. Okay. But I wouldn't want to. Hello. Are you all with me, you techies? No, I'm not talking to you, Joe. He's going, I don't even like him. Right? And Jesus, your parents' names are? Your name, sir?
You blew me away with
I blew him away with something. With what?
with the living benefits.
Yeah.
I had a heart attack 2 months ago, and I had to go back to work. Well, I'd say about 3 weeks after.
See? Now, if you had living benefits, you'd be convalescing, healing yourself, and you'd be able to apply for the benefits. You see? Now, yell at him for not being here 2 months ago. Okay? Get him in shape. He's your
I
kid.
had no idea that that existed.
No, it didn't 10 years ago. It does now. And thank you, sir, for saying that. That's exactly what Trey's point is, that there's 149 million people in this country, and none of them understand it. They don't even know it's available. We have to, here's where I go, Don, you got life insurance? You go, yep. I go, you got the new kind or the old kind? And he goes, what are you talking about? Now, can you learn that one, Joe? How hard is that? You have to do
Another one, never tried.
right, but you
Didn't
got
even know it existed. Didn't
exactly.
even know what.
So you always got to do, you got the new kind or the old kind? You go, huh? And they go, what are you talking about? Well, there's a new kind and old kind. What do you got? Obviously, we already know what they got. They got the wrong kind. We say, same question you were asked. What do you have to do in order to benefit? I got a God. That's right. How would you like to live and still be able to benefit? Great deal. Boom. Right. See, now you get why we have a crusade. We're big in it. We're big. Miss, what'd you like best about it? Wishing he had living benefits when he had his heart attack. Is that what she's going to tell me?
Everything you learn.
Oh, the dinero. She said, go to work, get off your booties and go to work. That's what she's telling me. So I understand. You say how you read this?
Is that blue line that you were showing, is that the type of thing that it can't get on?
Never go down, only goes up.
Maximize it a certain amount.
Amen. Yes. Oh, well, we have a great question. You know a little bit more than most right now. I want you to know that we have a proprietary product, no cap. Now, for instance, and we'll go over that with you, but it's huge. Nobody else can offer it except for us. Why? Because we're good at what we do, and the insurance companies are creating things that we ask for. That's big. So we are very unique. If you want to be successful, JR, you got to find something that's unique and delivers. I think we fit that bill. Okay, very much so, because of the way we package and the way we do it. And we don't go out. We don't sell anything. We replace everything because everybody's already got what we're already all in. We just straighten out. We go, okay, let's look at it and compare. Boom. We don't have to twist anybody's arm. We don't have to sell anything. Does that make sense? And it's fun. When you see the difference we make in people's lives, you get blown away. Any questions at all, Jose? Or one big one you want to ask me at all?
No, not yet.
Okay, because we will have any major question? Anything you want to stump me with, Big Joe?
No, it was no.
Big Don, it's your moment.
If you take the money out of that, policy, that insurance policy with the living benefit.
Yep.
You have to keep it for a certain specific time?
No,
You can
no.
vote anytime you want.
Yes, you can. Okay.
No fees, nothing.
No. There. First 10 years, there's some surrender charges. None after 10 years, and it's minimal. It goes down, down, and down. And we always tell people this is for your savings, so do it for not touching it. Okay. You can access to it, but put it back if you want to. You can become your own bank.
And it's not tax free.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's tax free.
It's totally tax free.
Yeah.
Totally. It's the most brilliant investment vehicle because of the history that Trey showed you.
So it's better than a Roth or.
Totally better than Roth because one, you don't have the market risk. Number two, you're not paying the big fees. We cut the fees in half. He told you what the fees meant. It's huge.
Not to mention the services you get in return.
Well, and you get living benefits and you got life insurance. You can't get that in the Roth. You just got your money. What do you get? Nothing. Man. And by the way, when we're dealing with people, you are doing multiple transactions instead of uno. You're doing at least three for a customer. How am I doing? Good. All right, Trey. I got Trace, whatever it is. These many. How'd I do? Isn't that a little kid? These many. Okay, that's right. Okay, you all qualify because you all got that. That's pretty good. Okay. Anything else?
I now can successfully communicate what this is to people, and I have a bunch of training calls.
Are you saying a miracle was made tonight?
No, it's just like every time I come here and see the same thing,
Yeah.
I fill in certain gaps of knowledge that I didn't know before, and I start asking more questions.
And your dots are connecting?
Yes.
Okay,
That's
there's
what I'm
hope
trying
for
to say.
Jay Daggett then.
Anybody.
Okay,
You
great.
just gotta plug into it.
Okay, what's that? Okay, next week, because we're gonna
Yeah,
change
better.
things up. So here's the only thing you gotta do is guess and everybody else now. We're done. We'll stay behind. We'll answer any questions. I ask that you give the courtesy of the person who invited you here, the time of day to examine your own circumstances so you challenge us. We're here to be challenged, okay? Fill out your numbers, look at your own life. If it works for you, great. If not, we're also looking at you. Maybe you want a business opportunity. We will embrace that because we're looking for like-minded people that want to take it to the traditional business. I don't like banks. I don't like insurance companies. I love my country. I don't like my uncle, not one bit. And I want the alternatives. That's what we supply to people. So we're looking for an arm. Yes.
Just to add to that, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but the 401k and that type of qualified retirement vehicle sponsored through most workplaces was never intended to be the primary retirement vehicle for anyone in the first place. It was never designed for that. It was a tax write-off for executives. When pensions became extinct, 401ks became the primary vehicle by default almost, because that's just the way it happened, and most people don't know that story. Only right now are we getting the results of what 401ks do for people. It's like you come out with a brand new medical treatment or those vapes. You know, everybody's talking about those vape cigarettes. What is the health implications of that? We're not going to find out for another 2 decades because we don't know what that's going to do to people. There's no studies to show it. Right now, we're about, 30 years into 401k reality for what people know. They've already been shaken once, 2008, actually more than that, 87, 01, 08, and people that are getting to retirement are now having to sign receipts at Costco and work in Publix because their money's not there anymore. So they're about to be shaken again. I don't know if we've seen where the market is and what it's starting to falter. It's coming crashing down. It's the only way it has to go. Statistics say that. Story is there. When that happens, maybe people will start waking up. We got plenty of articles that say 401k fallout. is the 401k a failure? Because we're just figuring this out right now. So the opportunity to go help people, when this becomes the norm, I want to be a part of it. I want to have my hand in it before it becomes the norm, because it simply makes sense. There's nothing to argue here. A next to B, B wins every time. If I'm going to be in a business, I want to be on the forefront of what's happening. And because we know the history of that, we're here right now. It's basically like Silicon Valley tech startup of financial services. You just got to know what's happening ahead of the game. And if you ride that wave, you're going to make a killing and help a lot of people.
HCU is going to be the new Stanford?
Yes.
And by the way, just so you get the picture, there's over $17 trillion in qualified funds as we speak that need to be moved. It's huge. Your business is so big, it's ridiculous. And one more last point. You join our business and become a business person, we'll immediately show you how to save yourself $2,000, $4,000, up to $9,000 a year immediately, just by being self-employed. Yes, sir.
However, you can't trust your company either, because I had a cousin that worked for Polaroid for like 40-something years, and they went bankrupt.
Yeah.
And he lost it all.
Yep.
I mean, he put all his whole life into this company, and they took it off of him.
Can I supplement what you just said? Because you said private company, right? You can't trust government either. Ask the people who work for Detroit.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay? Government is there's 6 towns in California now filing bankruptcy. I almost did as the mayor, but I bailed it out. Okay? I understand government financing. All the people work for government, cops, firemen, Department of Public Works. Okay, they all think, I got a pension. It's bull. You got one as long as it's there. And here's what these idiots don't do. When they give contract raises, they don't fund the future dollars that money's going to be. So it's called unfunded liabilities, and they can't jack up the tax rate to cover that for people that they gave a raise to 20 years ago. It's just fuzzy math. That's all they've done. They're not responsible people. They're not very good at it. It's false. And guess what? It's only coming to a head now. Yes,
All
sir.
the cops and firemen that are retiring now are fine, but I'm always wondering about the ones that
The new ones aren't.
That's
And may I say something to you? You know the ones that think they are? Watch what's going to happen. They're about to see a cut in their pensions, and they can't do anything about it. They ask the people in Detroit. They sued the union sued the city in federal court. You know what the federal judge said? You're out of luck. There's no money there. You can't have it. No, you're done. They went from $4,000 to $5,000 a month in retirement money to zero or pennies on the dollar. You can't live on zero. Hello, and they worked 30, 40 years for that.
When you go that long, you don't have time. If it happens when you're young, you can recover.
Amen.
You know,
Right.
It's terrible.
It is.
It really is.
See, so an old buck like me, I'm having fun at this because I'm unemployable. Who said that? Who said it? You said it. Right, Shane? I like being unemployable. I like when nobody can put the thumb and squeeze on me. And I just tell a story. You're either going to hear it or you don't. And if you don't, you know what I do? I have dandruff. You just flick it. You know what I mean? Everybody get what I mean? Except for JR. He's bald, so he doesn't get to do that. You know what I mean? Yeah, sorry. So I had to pick on somebody. Anyway, so here's the last thing you got to do. You have to give all the speakers, including myself, if you don't mind, a nice round of applause. Thank you very much. We got an appointment with the person to see, and we'll stay behind to answer any questions for you, too. Thank you for your time.
I got a training call at 10.